might I ask why you come here before our rounds every morning?
I knew her once. She was an amazing woman. She had the heart that we all wish we could have. Her faith in humanity was far beyond any I'd ever known or could ever know. She's the reason we are here today. She's the reason that Nendale still stands. Without her, all would have been lost. Because of that, I come here to give thanks to her for her sacrifice and her strong will towards all of us whom she did not have to give herself to.
I've heard stories about the Great War, but I've always wondered what really happened all those years ago. I wasn't even born yet, but what I gather is that she was a very powerful warrior with the power of magic alongside her skill with the blade.
She was more than just a powerful sword-wielding magician, lad. She was a gift to us from the gods, a child of our own to cherish, as the gods would have their own.
If she was the reason we won the war, and she was a wielder of magic, why is it now prohibited across the lands?
Fear. Magic was not always known to be as powerful as it is today. No one truly knew the possibilities of great magic and how to control it, to consume it, or even wield it. After the Great War and the proof of how powerful magic could be, if used by an evil soul, the rulers of our lands came to an agreement to prohibit magic from being used across Auristria. Though some still practice magic, it is in secrecy for the fear of treason. Only the elves use magic without fear of being told not to, because who would stop them? It is impossible for outsiders to reach their realm.
My lord, were you ever able to use magic when you were younger?
No, lad. Not I. Magic was not something you could simply learn. You had to be born with the capability and understanding of such elemental powers. I was not one of those people. I was born with the destiny to wield a sword in the name of our king. Magic was uncommon to humans at first, not knowing anything about it other than things that had been told by the elves. No one even ever saw the elves, so no one truly knew what they were able to do. People were able to learn magic because of scrolls and runes left behind by the elves, who left the protection of their sacred lands. Magic was considered an act of demon worshipping, and was an act that was frowned upon by the people. If caught using magic, you were to be killed in front of the entire village, as an example for your insolence. It was a way to ask the gods for forgiveness of your crime against their greatness.
It's strange. Magic was considered an evil thing, yet it could be used for so much good.
Yes, magic is a powerful thing indeed, but as I said before, people fear what they do not understand.
Master Scarrett, you are so wise, and I hope to one day be like you. You know so much about the olden times and the knights of old.
You would know just as much as I if you were to crack open a book once in a while, young one.
But you were able to experience the Great War and fight alongside the hero.
I fought alongside many an ally, elf and even dwarf alike.
She fought alongside you too, didn't she?
Aye, she was there, lad. She was the one who led us to battle, to victory. Her name was Layawin.
Father, you're home.
What along the market? It's good to be home. What's for dinner, little miss?
Beef and vegetable stew and bread rolls.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. You know how I love your stew. It will hit the spot quite nicely. I'll put the horse away and wash up.
Father, I want to be a knight like you were. I want to be a knight of the Talzir. Do you think they will ever let me be one of them?
You can be whatever you want to be, sweetheart, but why not be a teacher or something less dangerous?
No, Father. I want to be courageous and strong like you. Now that you are no longer one of the knights, I want to take your place. It is our family's duty. And you have no sons.
Oh, Layawin, my dear sweet child. You're so young and yet you're so smart, and brave too. But I would never wish such a dangerous job on my only daughter.
I know, Father, but I do not practice using swords with you just for fun. I practice it because I want to one day defend the people like you did. Don't you miss being a knight? Wearing the armor and wielding the sword for the throne?
Sometimes I do, but I love being able to be at home with you. I know our family isn't as it used to be, but I'm happy that I still have you. Even retired, the kingdom still retains enemies, that are also our enemies. I may not be a knight, but I'm still your protector. I'm glad that I am home to be sure you're safe at all times, as you grow up into a fine woman with a bright future. Your mother would be very proud.
One day, Father, I will be a knight of the Talzir, and I will make you proud.
You already make me proud. I could not have asked for a better child. All right, sweetheart. It's getting late. We should head to bed. We have a busy day tomorrow.
Good night, Father.
Good night.
Is everything okay, Father? What was that noise?
Layawin, I need you to listen to me. If anything happens, I want you to run. I want you to run and not look back. Run to town and stay there until I come to you. Do you understand me?
But, Father, what is going on? Are you okay?
Please, just do this for me. Now stay here until I come back.
Father, what is happening? Father!
Layawin, run!
My head.
I was worried you weren't going to wake up anytime soon, if not at all.
Where am I?
Be still. You are in good hands. I found you in the forest. You were unconscious. Why were you out there so late? You know how dangerous it is, don't you?
Father?
Here, child. Have a sip of water. John must be worried sick about you, Layawin.
Is he alright?
Whatever do you mean, child? Is something wrong?
I was running in the woods, away from some bandits who had broken into our home. They were doing things to my father. I'm afraid he may be in trouble or even killed.
There's bandits? Here? But that doesn't make any sense, child. This is Forspring. No bandits ever come to this town. We are too poor for anyone to even bother. If anything, they would have traveled further east, to Talzir.
Brother Avery, I must return home to make sure my father is okay. He could be in severe trouble, or hurt.
Layawin,
I'm sorry, Brother Avery. I thank you so much for your hospitality. I will return with a payment of some kind to thank you for this, but I must go.
but you've been asleep for days.
Father? Are you here? Father? Where are you? What happened?
He's not here, child. I am sorry. He is not here. He's gone.
Help me find him, brother. I know he is here. He could be hurt badly. Please help me.
Layawin, I am sorry. Please come back with me. There is nothing more we can do here. Your father is not here. We must head back. It is no longer safe for you here. I can explain more to you in time.
I don't understand why this happened to us. What did we do wrong?
So many questions, little one. So many questions that will be answered to you one day. Right now, there is not much I can do to help you soothe this sadness. But there are some things I can do to help.
What are you going on about, brother? I just want my father back. Haven't I lost enough? I just want my father back. I don't want any of this.
Layawin, what happened here happened for a reason. As unfortunate as it is done. If you stay here, you could meet the same fate. Your father would not want you to be selfish and allow the burden of his death to blind you and cause yourself harm.
What? How can you say such things, brother? My father has done nothing.
Calm down, child. I know that you feel anger and sadness for what has happened to you, but this is not the way you should cope with the situation. I do not see any proof that your father's remains are even here. Perhaps he is alive and well, and will be meeting us in town soon.
You're right. I should go search for the bandits who did this and kill them. I shall kill them like they did my father, or perhaps just kill them for destroying my home and kidnapping my father if indeed he is still alive.
Revenge only causes madness and a never-ending sadness, child. Even if you were to kill these bandits, for whatever harm they caused you, how would it in the end benefit you in your life? You would not truly be at peace.
It has been days. I've been out for days. If he was alive, he would have come to me already. Who would do such a thing to us? Why must you speak in riddles to me, brother? Why do you not see this the way I do? Why are you not allowing me to go after these horrible people?
Some enemies you cannot just chase after and conquer, child. There are evils and magics happening all around that you are not fully aware of. Perhaps these bandits were not bandits. There is no reason for bandits to do this much harm. They would much rather commit a petty crime and be on their way. Bandits would never resort to such violence. Not like this. Whoever did this did not just do it for a meaningless reason. You see, your father was not just a knight of the Taoshir. He was a keeper of one of the Satori relics.
Satori relics?
Yes, he was a keeper of one of the 12 relics of King Vorsane.
I'm not ever sure if you ever heard of the Great War, but after the Great War, King Vorsane and his most powerful mages sealed the darkness of the realm into an alternate realm. They combined their powers into 12 relics and spread them across the kingdoms, which if ever returned together again would release the darkness from the alternate realm. Some of the relics were left with guardians in secret locations, protected by magical defenses to fight off intruders that may seek the treasures within. It is said that a relic was also given to the different races to protect. One was also given to each king of the 6 kingdoms, including Taoshir. Your father was given the relic of Taoshir to watch after for the king. King Mattias trusted your father more than himself with such a precious artifact and knew that he would do what was needed to protect it at all costs. Your father and I were very close. He came to me for counsel and explained to me that the king had given him the responsibility of guarding the relic. Worried about your safety, he did not want to guard the item at your farm. He brought it to the sanctuary and placed it in a place that only him and myself know of. This scroll shows its location. I was to give it to you if anything ever happened to him.
Why not just destroy the relics if they are so dangerous?
They are made up of a very strong magic. They cannot be destroyed.
So you believe someone knew of the relic and destroyed my home looking for it?
Yes, I believe so. I also believe that they, of course, did not find it, and took your father instead, rather than leave empty-handed. I feel that if your father was not in danger before, he is now. Now then, shall we head back to the sanctuary?
I suppose so. All this time I'm wasting is not going to get me to my father any faster.
Good. We shall head back and prepare you for what is to come. Let me ask you, child, have you ever wielded a weapon?
Yes, father and I would practice sword play every once in a while. He was helping me train to one day become a knight like he was. I'm not really good, but I think I have gotten better. I even came close to beating him once or twice. Though I think he may have just been letting me win.
Quite. Well, yes, indeed. Weapon of choice?
I've always used a small one-handed sword. It was more of a training sword. It wasn't very durable or sharp. Father says that because I'm still young and too small to be a knight, and I have to use a childlike sword until I'm able to one day wield a real one-handed blade. He did not want me to become a warrior, but I've always wanted to follow in his footsteps. I've never worn any armor or anything, though. I've tried on my father's old armor, but it's still too heavy and bulky.
Indeed it was, child. Your father wore the royal plate armor, the best armor that a knight can wear other than the chest piece that the king himself wears. I do not need anyone snooping around in our affairs for the time being. This is the one.
Is this some sort of secret passageway?
More of a secret room. This is it, my child. This is the relic your father was asked to protect.
Is this some sort of sword?
It is a small sword that was used by one of the battle mages. One of the very mages that helped create the relics. The relics were all made using items of the creator's choosing. How are your reflexes? This is no ordinary weapon. It is sharp and deadly, and weighs more than a mere training weapon. Defend yourself!
What happened? Did I black out?
You don't remember what happened just now? The power you just used?
No, I'm sorry. Did I hurt you? I was so scared. I don't know what happened. I felt like I was fighting for my life.
Do you remember what you said? The gem inside the hilt of your blade was glowing. It glowed, brighter than anything I have ever seen, brighter than 1,000 suns. In your eyes, they glowed just like the hilt. The language you spoke was the ancient tongue, and of similarity to the elves. The power within the relic chose to protect you from my attacks. It defended itself against my blade. It seems that the relic has chosen you, child.
What do I do now?
You need more training. But once you have enough experience yielding a blade, you will need to continue on to Talzir. You must speak to the king and explain to him what has happened here today. You will need to meet with the Mages Guild in Talzir also, and tell them of the words you spoke here today. They may be able to shed some light on what magic you wield and how to control it. It is very dangerous. And so, before I allow you to leave, you must spend some time with me to hone your skills in sword mastery.
Stay here? For how long? I need to find my father. I don't have time for training.
You will train or you will die. Your father is either living or has perished. If he is dead, you will die for nothing. If he is alive, you will die for nothing, and he will die without a savior. If he truly is held captive by an enemy, they would not go through such trouble to keep him if their intentions were to kill him, I assure you. If he lives, he will continue to live until he fulfills his purpose.
Bringing the relics to the enemy.
Yes, that is what I believe their motive is. You are fairly quick defending yourself with the blade, but you must learn how to return an attack to your opponent. Swordplay is like a dance. You must be calm and fluent, as if you are water flowing through the cracks of a mountain. Be graceful and quick. Keep on your toes. Try not using magic this time, young one.
I did not mean to. I heard a voice in my head, and I spoke the words without knowing. My heart was racing and my mind was clouded with fear.
Here, put this on, and we will spar once more. Do not be afraid. I am not the one you should be afraid of. Again.
My lady, news has been received via Raven of news from Tauzia.
What is this news? Has it been recovered? Did they recover the artifact, messenger?
They did not, my lady. Tauzir has been defeated, but the artifact was not recovered. We feared it may be hidden elsewhere. However, all of the knights and king have been killed, including the late Lord Romanov from Forspring. His daughter, Layawin, escaped capture, but she was unarmed. It is not believed that she had the artifact either.
This will not do. This will not do at all. I will have the Satorian blade. The other artifacts and scrolls are useless to me without it. Send for a raven. Now! I want that girl found. I want to know what she knows. Now, leave me. I do not want to hear of more failures. The scrolls and artifacts will be mine, or all of you will be replaced by those who can obtain them.
Yes, my lady, right away.
I know this probably isn't a good idea, Tess, but we need the money if we're going to get out of this town. That is what you want, isn't it?
Of course it's what I want. I just wish there was a way we could do it without it being a crime.
Look, the way I see it is that if we rob from the rich, then there is no crime done. Most of them get their gold from the poor by cheating them with taxes and expenses. It's pretty much stealing. All we are doing is borrowing that stolen gold from the people. If you really think about it, we are giving it right back to them by buying their wares.
Rahzen, Okay, let's do it. You're too darn good at persuading me. Such a smooth talker you are.
Smooth talker? I have to be when I'm around you, Tesori. I swear you are such a moody little squirrel.
Right, a squirrel. But not for much longer.
Okay, you run around and grab the small jewelry, and I'll look for the heavier valuable. We don't need too much, just enough to get us to a ship, and we are out of here. Haha! Tesori, you little thing you! Good work! I have some small goods we can easily sell for money, and some food to eat too. The less we spend on victuals, the more we can have for ourselves and for the ship.
You said it was for the people.
Right. That's what I meant. Right, let's get out of here before anyone notices.
Well, that wasn't so bad. It was awfully easy, really. Do you think that this will be enough, Rahzen?
Maybe. But if it isn't, we can always do this again if we need to. But first, we need to get rid of the stuff we have right now before anything else. We don't need to arouse suspicion about our current possessions. We will sell most of this tomorrow. Well, my friend, one day we won't have to live like this. One day we will have a nice home of our own to go to.
One day. But until then, I'm happy that I get to spend my days with a friend like you, Rahzen.
Tomorrow we will go into town and trade these goods in for a few silver, maybe even gold. Soon, we will be able to leave here and head over the ocean, to a new home.
Maybe I'll be human again.
Scarlet, come on. There's nothing to worry about.
There's nothing to worry about. Monsters are attacking more often by the day. Our men are being killed and the skies are turning blacker than the darkest of nights in a moldy old cell. What would you have me do?
I'm sure there's an explanation to everything, but to worry the people is not the best thing to do. I believe you should seek counsel with the king and inform him of your concerns. Until we know what is going on, we are unable to fight back this monstrosity. We have to locate the source of corruption and the evil powers.
Eric, what would you say if I told you that I felt that our kingdom was counseled by a corrupt leadership?
Corrupt? You mean the king?
No, well, yes, maybe, but I mean, more like the ones who help lead the king. The king makes the decisions, but it is the will of the council and his trusted men that carry out his orders. I feel as if somehow the king is either oblivious to everything that is going on, or is being controlled in some way, not to care. I understand that we should not allow the people to be fearful of their lives and to allow us to protect them, but I just can't help but have this aching feeling that there is more going on here than meets the eye.
You are the smartest person I know, Scarlet. You know I would gladly die by your side, but to say such things about the king of the council is treason. And you know that is punishable by death.
I know this, friend. I would not have spoken these feelings of ill will towards the council to anyone other than you.
I would seek counsel with the king. Maybe there is more going on than we know, but the king may not know things either. Though, admittedly, I would be surprised if anything had been going on that the Archmage would not know about. I swear by the gods, if there were any corruption in all of Auristria, or Nendale for that matter, it would have something to do with her. She seems to be a shady character, and as powerful as she is, I feel she is not one to be trusted. She seems to speak for the king at times.
You're right. I'm going to head to the throne room right now and speak to the king. Time is of the essence, and we do not have much of it.
Alright, Tess, you ready to head into town? The earlier we go, the better the deals we can get. We want to sell what we have before the merchants have nothing to trade with. I'll grab an apple or two, and a hunk of bread that we can eat on the way.
You think it'll cost much for us to get a ride on a merchant's ship to the Eastern Kingdoms?
I would think not, but you never know. That's why we are trying to prepare, of course. The merchants have to go to the Eastern Kingdoms for supplies anyway, so I would assume it's just a few extra coin for a few stowaways that mean no harm, and aren't using any of their resources, right?
Oh, you cannot enter this time.
I must see him at once.
Sir, the king is with the council.
It is of urgent matter and cannot wait. I will not take no for an answer. The king must see me now. There isn't much time.
The ships of supplies from Tauzir have not docked yet, and we have not heard word from them. Perhaps there are problems in Port Tessa. It is unlike them to be late with such shipments. I can send for word from Tauzier and seek answers for this. At this time of year, the weather should not have been an issue.
But what of pirates, my lord? There's been a growing presence of them as of late. I fear it should be considered to bring to the Royal Navy into the investigation.
No, no. Surely you all worry too much. Pirates? They are no threat to us. They know better than to cause problems with merchant ships that are head for Nendale. Pirates may be dumb, but they are not stupid, nor brave. They are criminals whom fear nothing but the swiftness of the law. If it is true that...
What is the meaning of this interruption? Do you not see we are with the king?
Forgive me. I told him he could not enter, but he insisted that he speak with you, my lord.
Commander, why is it that you are here?
It is about the monsters, Your Majesty. There have been sightings of more creatures showing up across the lands. Our men are dying all around us, and there's not much we can do. I understand that our lands are inhabited by enemies of the throne, but they are multiplying faster by the day, and are beginning to outnumber us. I've been investigating leads that may help us find the source of this evil and repel it back to its origin. I understand that we may never truly stop the evils of these great lands completely, but hopefully this will prevent our forces from having so many casualties. Our survival rate is dwindling, Your Majesty. I ask that you allow me to investigate further into these matters and bring a few men with me.
What leads are you investigating, Commander? I have not heard reports of our men dying in large numbers, or of such attacks.
Sire, I've heard reports that the enemy is coming from northeast in the Badlands. I understand that it is difficult for us to investigate there, but I feel the threat can possibly be stopped if we find the source, which I believe is there.
And who gave these reports to you, Scarlet? What proof do you have that the enemy is coming from the Badlands? What proof do you have that the troops are dying? We have heard from the men at the walls between Terrestria and the Badlands, and there has been no such reporting of a threat. Nendale is safe, and our bordering cities are untouched.
I understand, but I feel these reports from our men are not true. I feel there is something more going on. I feel there is a power that is controlling the—
Enough! You speak as if we are being invaded by some sort of imaginary power. You think our men are being mind-controlled into falsifying reports? You say monsters are here? Complete nonsense.
Scarlet, I am afraid I cannot allow you to investigate these matters, as there are more pressing issues here to attend to than ghost stories. As Melvorah has said, there has been no evidence of this enemy, and has not been for quite some time. We must continue our talks with the Elves of Farhaden to seek an alliance. They have proven to be most powerful, and may aid us in the event of war with Orcs in Dalmor, on the eastern continent. Talzer does not have the army to defend themselves if an attack were to be made. If we are to protect our lands, we must seek to further educate ourselves on the magic that they possess. Marion has been relentlessly researching the Elven runes, but has still been unable to release the secrets that it contains.
My king, surely I can—
Your king has spoken. As a high-ranking officer, you should know better than to question authority.
Yes, Madam Counselor. Yes, my lord. I will set out for Lastura as soon as possible to aid in negotiations with Farhaden.
See that you do.
Let's see. We have 63 silver and 3 gold pieces. It's not exactly a lot, but we are definitely getting there. We don't have much left, but if we try to haggle it a bit, maybe we can get another 40 silver or so, and maybe make it to at least an even 4 gold.
I don't know, Rahzen. All we have is a few nice plates left. Not to mention, we don't have much food left. We will need to have some food for our journey across the ocean.
True. Well, I suppose we can maybe try to...
Are you crazy, Cass? Don't go causing problems here. The High King will have our heads.
I know what you mean, but we haven't had a good pillage in quite a while.
All I be saying, Kasla, be that we'd best stay on the captain's good side, at least till we head back to sea.
Look, Tess. It's some pirates! It looks like they are fighting with each other, though. Funny. The female looks like she's winning the argument. I never knew there were female pirates.
What's that supposed to mean? Females can't be pillaging, angry, thieving, dirty pirates?
Well, I suppose if they wanted to. Just doesn't seem all too likely to me, being as I have never heard of one before.
There you go. It's for the apple I just ate.
Now let's get the supplies we need and get back to the ship. I be tired of this place already. I wants to be back to the stockyard by sundown. We can eat and drink our fill and be out to sea by morning.
You hear that, Tess? Forget selling the rest of this stuff. All we need to do is get some food and sneak onto their ship. We can ride with them all the way to the Eastern Kingdoms and not have to worry about paying for a ride. Then we will have money left over when we hit land!
I heard. But what if they found us on their ship? We would be done for. They're pirates!
Aw, you worry too much, you fuzzy little thing, you. Don't you worry. I will protect you. We've never been caught before, so no reason to be starting now. Right, friend?
Well, how did it go?
They denied my request. I'm being sent to Auristria to help with the elves.
So they don't believe there's a threat? Did they at least listen to what you had to say?
They barely let me say anything. I tried to explain to them the suspicions I had, but they brushed it aside as if I were a crazed peasant.
Even you have to admit it, my friend, that it just doesn't make much sense. It has been calm of late. The letter you received from Marco could have been faked to make you worry. No other word has come from the north that says otherwise.
I know, but why? Does it not make you suspicious? You said so yourself that the Archmage didn't seem trustworthy, and she spoke up before I could explain my case. The king might have considered an alternative had she not butted in. She seems to always be right around the corner when you seek audience with the king.
Aye. I feel sometimes she has her hands in things that she shouldn't, and I sometimes feel she could be of mischievous intent. However, she has been in the council for many a year, and has benefited the kingdom a great deal for what it's worth. I dare say she may not have the best personality, or seem to be of good will, but she has done nothing to imply an interest of hurting the kingdom.
You speak out against her, but also align yourself with her. How can one be so naive?
Naive? No, open-minded. Because we may think otherwise of her, or assume the worst could potentially arise from our actions, does not make it so. She may be as hard as stone, yes, or as sharp-witted as a dagger, and you or I may expect ill will from her. But it could be her way of being strong for the good of the people, which is why she is on the council.
You're such a philosophical person, Eric. Maybe they should have appointed you as a member of the council. You sure have the sound of mind for it.
Surely you jest. I just speak as if I were one to wear the boot on the other foot. Would I be surprised if she had bad intention? Possibly no. But does that mean that others would? Maybe not. Everyone is set in their mind of what a perfect world is. And I, for one, allow different interpretations.
Right. Can you do me a favor, though? While I ride to Auristria, can you keep an eye on the Archmage? Something isn't sitting well with me, brother. The letter, the insistent denial of worry, the eerie calm in the wind. I just can't.
Will do. I will keep an eye and ear out for anything that goes on. But worry not, brother, for dark days are not coming. If the letter was indeed real, the threat was not severe, and was deemed overcome and was exaggerated. I'm sure the king will allow us to ride north once the talks with the elves are concluded. You know how important this is. He would never send anyone else.
I wish he'd send you. You're like an old prophet with wisdom of 1,000 old house maidens, and their stories of prophecies and sorcery.
Luckily, he likes you more. Now, enough of this. Let's have a drink before your negotiations. You're gonna need it. I hear they're quite a stubborn lot.
Oh man, this may be a little tougher than I thought. Wonder how long those big guys are gonna be guarding the ship. I don't even think you can slip by those guys.
She did say they were gonna be drinking before heading out in the morning. Perhaps they'll all be passed out drunk shortly, and we'll have the ship to ourselves to find a good hiding place. I don't think these guys would want to miss out on all the fun. I say we just wait here for a little while and see what happens.
You're right. That does sound like a plan. Wherever it is that we hide on this ship, let's hope we find a comfortable one. It's gonna be quite a miserable ride otherwise. Hey, look at that! You see that small boat hanging off the side? It looks like it can hold maybe 3 or 4 people, and it has a large cover over it to hide anything inside of it. That's a perfect place for us to hide.
Captain, we be a 2 days ride into the cove. What do you say we head to next?
We feast and drink to the cove and enjoy our gold, me hearty. I wish to scuttle and loot as much as ye, especially have to trade and behave like normal folk in Nendale. I hate am to test my luck at such a place. Too high risk for the values. What say we head north from the cove to Tessa and find us some real booty, eh? Soft to the touch, as round as any apple, the smell of a fresh grove peach.
All fun and games, eh, Captain? No treasures to be found? Don't seem much like pirates to me to not be out seeking more loot.
What are you trying to say, Kasla? We don't have enough gold at the cove?
Captain, I just be saying that...
Well, you're damn right, scallywag. Ha ha ha! There be more out there than we've got to find. Once you've had some of the treasure, you want all of the treasure. Drink with me, hearty. Drink your fill. Ha ha ha! The season has seen a worse crew. Even Davy Jones himself is naught on me and crew. Drink up, hearties. Yo ho! Ha 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 ha!
Wake up, sleepyhead. They're all finally gone. I'll need you to scout ahead and make sure the coast is clear before we board the ship. Be careful, Tess.
The captain were to find out, he'd cut both our throats, Jack. You know better than anybody that the captain may want to be trifling with. How do you expect to do this without him knowing about it?
Knowing about it? Why does it matter? If we find something good enough that we won't ever have to see this damn ship or crew ever again. Think about it. There may be one hell of a booty hidden out there. If you don't want to join me, I'll find someone who will.
It'd be one hell of a bargain, Jack. What do we do if there be nothing there? You know we can't come back to this here ship and crew. What else then?
Ignorance be bliss, me bucko. Why would a map such as this be in the hands of noble, if not for good reasons? Once we reach Pirates' Cove, we sail off on our own to the mainland, all to the eastern kingdoms. Or from there, we head south and search for the loot and split it 50-50.
Good morning, child. Are you ready for another day of training?
The bruises are starting to fade. I suppose it's time to add more.
Ha! That's the spirit.
You will get used to it. You are small, and so it may be rather large on you. But you will surely grow into it, child.
I will save you, Father. I know it's been a long time, but I will avenge you one way or another. I win.
Conceited, are we?
Maybe a little. Do you surrender?
You have done well, child. You are ready. Come, let us go for a walk. You have learned much, child, and I know it has been a very tough road for you, and a lot of pain has surged through your body, physically and mentally. I feel that your training has finally come to an end, and I believe you are ready to travel onward and continue to go after what it is you seek.
My father is what I seek. You know that. The only reason I've been training so hard is to be able to save my father from whoever has held him captive. I wish that my father would have told me more of what have gone on around him, so I would have been more prepared for this and know what to do when something like this happened.
I do not believe your father wanted such a burden to be on your mind. He may have foreseen this, but was unfortunately not prepared enough. I also do not believe he expected not to be able to handle things himself, but perhaps he knew all along and was sure that whatever were to happen, you were strong enough to handle whatever came your way. Your father was a very smart and strong man.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him for leaving me this way. I hate him for not being there with me and allowing me to be alone in this world after losing my mother. I can't possibly bear to handle not having him in my life either. And for him not to tell me of this relic, of the supposed power that I possess.
You don't hate him. What you feel is nothing but love for your father, as you did for your mother. The plague that came over the lands was a devastating one, and I am so sorry that your mother became so ill and was unable to recover. You were very young and did not deserve such a tragedy. I wish I was able to assist you further on your quest for knowledge and inner peace, but I know that you will not go along this journey alone. We should get you prepared. Talzir is quite a ways away from here, and it will not be easy. It will take you at least 3 days on foot to get there.
Sir, are you sure about this? We could be walking into an ambush.
There's nothing to worry about. The woods are meant to scare away travelers and curious cats from entering the elves' home. We have nothing to fear. They're expecting us.
Forgive me, sir, but it has been said that once you enter, you could be lost forever.
Is that so? That could be true. However, we've spoken to the elves before, and no harm was done to anyone. And they returned safely. I see no warrant for concern, soldier. Alright, you three stay here with the horses and supplies. The rest of you with me. We won't be long. I expect the camp to be ready when we return.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Brother Avery. For everything.
It is what it is. I am happy to have helped you. Once you meet with the king, remember to tell him that you are in possession of one of the relics, and that you are in need of his aid in order to find and recover your father. You have trained well and will be able to defend yourself from any hostility you may face on the way to Talzir. The lands have become dark, and there are many evils lurking in the darkness. I pray that you reach Talzir safely on your own and are able to seek redemption against whomever has taken your father. Also remember to protect the relic at all costs.
I've trained for this. I can do this.
Pirates Cove? I am starting to wonder if this is going to be a good idea or not. What if they end up staying there for a really long time? Like, more than a day or two. We are on a tight schedule, Tess. You know this. How are we going to get back to the mainland from this place? Did they say anything about how far from mainland it was?
No, they did not. They seem to be trying to be very discreet. Their own captain doesn't even know of their plans to disband from the rest and go on their own separate quest. I didn't see their treasure map, and they didn't speak of where they would be heading.
Treasure? What if we found the treasure before they did? Surely they have a way to get from the cove to the mainland, so we could follow them and do the same. All we would have to do then is grab the map and look for the treasure ourselves. And then we could easily just...
Rahzen, it sounds great and all, but the reason I want to go to the Eastern Kingdoms isn't to hunt for treasures or fortunes. I want to be human again. I don't want to be in this body anymore.
Okay, I understand that. I know that is the entire reason we are going, but hear me out. If we end up somewhere over here, then we could head anywhere in this area here. If the treasure is in this area, then we should go for it. If not, we can just head north instead and have you turned back into your normal self. Or, if you would rather, we could just take the treasure map, head north, change it back, and then look for the treasure. Then once we get the treasure, we can start our new lives together wherever we possibly want.
Okay. We can do that, I suppose. As long as you promise me that we will not stray too far from our objective to change me back.
I promise, Tess. I want you to be human again just as bad as you do. I'm just trying to also look out for us. We can't really make a decision yet until we get across the ocean, though. We have plenty of rations, and as you said, we should be pretty safe and out of sight. Let's sneak aboard this ship and get some sleep. It's going to be a long voyage ahead.
Let's do this.
Did you see the treasure map that the two pirates were talking about?
No, I didn't. I assume that maybe the captain of the ship has the map and they're maybe planning on stealing it from him? I can see by the glow in your eyes that you want to steal it before they do.
You know me too well. Is it that obvious? It makes sense, doesn't it? Or, I suppose we could just wait for them to steal it from the captain and then steal it from them. If we steal it from the captain, then everyone will know that we are here, including those two pirates. But if we steal it from the two pirates, they aren't going to tell anyone that they had it all along.
Right.
Listen, Tess. I know how bad you want to become a human again, and I'm going to make sure we get you turned back. I just don't want to be a thief forever, you know?
I know, and neither do I. It's just been so long since I was able to act like a normal person. I never should have played with magic to begin with. Stupid necklace. I never should have bothered with it.
Why do we even still have this thing? It would be worth so much to the right buyer.
No, we cannot sell it. I told you, it had some sort of magical essence in it. I can't explain it, but for some reason I feel like it's the only thing that will be able to help turn me back. I've never felt so powerful until I wore it, and I feel that it's the reason that I was able to do things that I was not normally able to do.
Right. Well, how do you think you will manage to use it to help you with magic to turn yourself back when you aren't even able to cast magic in your current state?
Rahzen, I told you, I'm hoping to go north to Aben Shah and have one of the elves turn me back.
I know. I didn't forget. I just don't know how this is going to work. If there are really elves up there, how do you expect us to get in?
I'm not really sure, but we'll figure it out. I'm tired, Rahzen. Let's go to sleep.
This is the end of the road. It seems we have to choose one of these paths. This is where the madness begins, sir. We take one of these paths and we may never be seen again.
Calm yourself. The elves have hidden their home quite well. If they wish for us to find them, then they will. We will continue down one of these paths, and our way will be shown to us when they are ready.
Captain, above you! They are in the trees! Arm yourselves, men. We are being ambushed.
No! Sheath your weapons. We mean the elves no harm. This is no ambush.
Welcome, Knight of Nendale. We have been sent to collect you and bring you in front of the Queen.
Thank you, elf. You may tell your kin to lower their weapons. There will be no bloodshed here today.
Agreed, human. But I assure you, the blood would not have been ours. Follow me and stay close. The Lost Wood are no safe place for the likes of humans.
Huh. Friendly bunch. I'm sure even someone as charismatic as Eric would have trouble with these folk.
Hi. Hi there, little guy. Would you like a treat? Cute little guy, aren't you? Welcome, Knights of Nendale, to the elven city of Farhaden. Fear not, humans. These are Ents. They are our guardians. They will not harm you unless told to do so. Come this way.
What is this tree, elf? It is larger than anything I've ever seen.
That is the World Tree. It has been growing since the beginning of time. We protect her as she protects us, and all creatures of Auristria. Do you feel the difference in air as you breathe, and how it touches your face? You are within distance of her embrace, whilst you are within Farhaden.
It is almost angelic. I admit, I am of jealousy of the world you fare, elf.
If humans did not seek war and treasure, they too would feel such embrace. Here, our queen will see you now. Alone, the rest of you must stay here.
But sir, we...
No, it is fine. I will go in alone and speak to her. The rest of you men do as you are asked. We are guests here. Do not make the mistake of changing that.
Rahzen, are you awake? Okay then. I really wonder what is on that map. Maybe I can go have a peek. Let's see, where would he hide it? Not in his footlocker. Would he? No. No, that would be too obvious. But then again... Oh, talk about a heightened sense of smell. Being a rodent is the worst. I'll never get the smell out of my... gosh, I can taste the smell. Yuck. Wow.
Alright, Kasla. I be telling you, 'tis worth a look, eh?
My queen, this is Lord Scart of Nendale.
Welcome, Knight of Nendale. My name is Sylorah. Welcome to Farhaden.
My lady, thank you for having me in your home this day. It is a very welcoming place. It is a shame not many humans can experience such beauty. Dare I say, lay eyes upon the very essence of beauty herself.
I believe if all men of your kind spoke such words, there would be no wars. Alas, you must be but part of a few, Scarret. Which I fear is what brings you here. You seek an alliance with the elves to help with the orcish threat on the eastern kingdoms.
Yes, my lady. The attacks have been quite frequent as of late. It was once just small parties of orc raiders that were easily thwarted, but they seem to have recently grown in numbers. I feel that there is a darkness in the air, but I have not found another who agrees with me. I believe there is more going on than just orcs. I know that if we were to fight together, we could defeat this threat.
What you speak is true, but from past differences, what has made you believe that we would suffer losses for the humans? We are safe within our hidden homes of Farhaden and Arbenshire. The threat of humans is no threat to us.
I understand that there has been differences between the elves and the humans, but that was the mistakes of our grandfathers, not of us. I come to you seeking aid against the shared threat. Maybe not now, but one day. The orcs are not all we should be afraid of. I have heard stories of other monsters that lurk in the darkness to the north. What will you do when they come to your walls?
Do not speak to me of the past. Elves live hundreds of years. The pain we felt from your past fathers is as fresh of a wound today as it was then. We know of the darkness, and of the monsters who plague them. Each day the world tree, she feels the pain of it, as do we. You are indeed correct, Knight. The orcs are your least concern. Once the magic veil has fallen, and the darkness covers the lands, you will wish the orcs were your only enemy.
My lady, I know there is nothing we can do to be forgiven for our past judgments, but I can assure you that moving forward we have nothing but honorable intentions. We have families, wives, children, people we care for as do you. We wish for a better future. I did not become a knight to fight wars. I became a knight to end them. I took up the blade to protect those I care about and love. You see me as a human, but I see us as equals. I do not deny that there may be others who do not feel the same as I do, but I promise you until my dying day that I will defend the life of every human and elf alike that inhabits this world, as every life is sacred. You have my word. I know you feel disgraced by my presence, and I apologize for seeking your counsel. But know that if you turn me away, I will still defend your people. It is what I was born to do.
You speak loudly and honorably, Knight. Again, I worry that you are among the few. However, I will honor your request, as the enemy for which has come is an enemy of all. When the time comes, the elves will be ready alongside your people. But I can assure you that my people have not forgotten the last encounters with your kind, and it will not be easy. You must earn our trust and loyalty, as we will not give it to you lightly. Your compliments will only get you but so far.
Thank you, my lady. You will not regret this decision. You have my word. Although, I must ask you, this darkness, you see it too and speak of an enemy. What is it that you know?
Have you heard the stories of the Satorian relics?
Yes, I've heard these fairy tales. What of them?
They are no fairy tales. You do not have any idea what powers a mere mortal may possess with the power of the Satorian, or the destruction this world faces if the darkness behind the magic veil is unleashed.
I've heard the stories countless times as a child. No one even knows where these fabled relics even are, or what they are. What makes you believe that these relics are the cause?
I have lived many years and have seen many things, one of which are the events currently being written before us. I have fought in this war once before. I also know the relics exist because I created one of them. The elves and humans weren't always divided as they are now. Though we do not speak of the past, the Lost Wood was not always an unsafe place for weary travelers and treasure seekers.
If this is true, Where is the relic that you possessed? Why don't we just destroy it?
It isn't that simple. You cannot just destroy an enchanted item, nor do I have it. It was lost many moons ago. Although, I fear it will be found more soon than not. The relics seek each other out. Though their protectors or captors may not know their purpose, their destinies are already written.
What are we to do then? How do we find these relics?
The relics were spread all over Auristria for safety. Those of whom guard them will continue to do so. However, they must be obtained before the dark forces that seek the power are able to use it to break the seal. There were scrolls written in Nendale that spoke of whom the keepers of the relics were, and where they resided, but it was hidden away from sight and enchanted, so it could not be read.
I will find this scroll. Maybe one of our mages can decipher the spell. We have a powerful archmage in Nindale. Her name is Melvorah. I believe it would be possible for her to unlock the secrets of this scroll. I've been told these relics are simple items and nothing of importance. How would we even know if we had found one?
They call out to you like all magical items. The warmth will soothe your mind when you're near it.
The relic that you helped create, whatever happened to it?
I was given a small amulet by my mother. It was a gift from her before her passing. It was very dear to me, and I knew I would always have it, and so I enchanted it as one of the Satorian relics. However, it was stolen from me, and I can no longer feel its presence within Farhaven.
Do you know what any of the other relics look like?
It was many years ago, Knight. I recall some, but not all. There was a beautiful sword with a large emerald in the hilt. The blade was beautifully crafted, but had not seen war. A small compass that was worn and beaten. It had many seasons of travel on the seas. A silver ring with a wolf's eye gem fitted into it, and a large axe that was large enough to slice an entire tree in half with one fell swing. That is all I can recall. However, I am sure that the scrolls will tell you more that you would like to know.
Thank you, my lady. I will do my best to protect our people and our lands. I hope the humans and elves can one day ally with each other and live amongst each other again. I was also sitting here to request assistance with the magic runes. One of our mages has been trying to study them, but he has not been able to understand them. It would help us greatly to be able to understand and use the magics that the elves are able to conjure, to defeat the enemies that are forthcoming.
You are very wise, Knight. I believe you will change the way the world is seen. Through your eyes, the ones who follow you will do great deeds. I will send one of my rangers with you. She knows much about the runes and can help your mages.
Will you not send someone more educated in the matter of magics? Do you not have mages that are capable of magic much more than a simple ranger?
All elves practice and understand magicka, agile and quick with a bow and ready with a spell when needed. Her name is Ellie. You saw her on your way in, I believe.
The one from the woods?
Yes.
Oh man, that was so close! I gotta get back to Rahzen before I...
Well, well, well. What do we have here? A stowaway? And what be this?
But please don't hurt me, I'm just a tiny squirrel. You're not gonna hurt a tiny squirrel, are you? I mean, I'm adorable and cute and tiny. You wouldn't hurt something that's adorable and cute and tiny, right? I can be useful. I can do tricks for you. Do you want to see how many nuts I can fit in my mouth? My record is 3, but I think I can do more if you give me, like, these shell peanuts.
Where did you get this?
I never realized how long of a walk this is. It makes me wish I had Father's horse. But then again, I can hear Father now. Oh, Layawin, it builds character. Haldir, finally. Wait, what is with the smoke?
If we let the captain in on it, we'd be left with naught in comparison. I tell you, we should just loot the map now and hop in the life galleon and sail away before anyone notices.
You're crazy, Jack. We wouldn't get far in that thing. Says I would wait till we get to Port Tessa and then leave from there. Did you even see where the map be leading us to? The less I have to travel on foot, the better. I tend to prefer a ship under my feet than sand.
Right. Aye. Give me just a moment, Cass. I'll show you what you wants to see. I can tell by your voice that you're dying to know where we shall be heading. Come look at it for yourself. It's in my locker. I swear, Cass, 'twas right here. I cannot...
Looking for this, were we? And to the brig with both ye along with this wee stowaway. Whose bright idea was it to keep this from me? From your own captain?
Captain, it wasn't me. Skinny Jack. He found the map and told me about it. I told him we should make you aware of it immediately. He got it off a noble while we were in Nendale. 'Tis his map. I had naught to do with it. Honest.
Ha ha ha! Honest! Honesty be no trait of a pirate. But I do see that ye may have been tricked into this wee mishap. I could never believe me own quartermaster and first mate could do such things. It breaks me old dark heart. It truly does. Me sweet Kasla. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd never believed it. But I do believe you. I believe you when you say that in your map, and that it's Skinny Jack's.
So, I'd be free to go, Captain?
What was that? Who said anything about that? All it means that since 'tis Jack's map, and not yours, I'll be needing it to help me fetch the booty. Then he'll walk the plank. As far as ye, me dear old hearty, ye sleep in Davy Jones' locker come sundown tomorrow. You best be pondering your last thoughts, for thinking you could play old Captain Red Eye like a damn fool. I says there will be some rank adjustments to be made on this ship.
You threw me to the sharks, you despicable! Who are you?
None of your business. Oh, and your breath smells like rotting seaweed.
Seaweed? I'll take that as a compliment. A wee thing like you didn't just come upon this ship all alone there, did you? No. When there's one, there's always another.
Maybe I acted on my own. You can't prove anything, mister.
I'd be to be dead tomorrow, and yet I'd be humoured by a nattering rodent, now to do a wee sprague. Nor did I reckon that this would be the way I'd see me last days. Too much rum, perhaps.
Where's all the people? What is going on here? That smell, it smells like rotting. Oh God! They had to have been outnumbered or caught off guard. Who's there? I am Layawin, from Forspring. I mean you no harm. What has happened here?
Is there no way to get out of the cell? Surely you guys have some friendly pirate mates that would get you out of here, right?
It matters, but it doesn't seem too smart. No, there'd be no way out of the cell. The old Red Crow has taken many a prisoner into cells on the high seas. Now be quiet and stop your pacing while I wait for my sentencing.
I'm not a rat. I'm a squirrel. And you may not have anyone to save you, but I have someone who will save me.
Oh, ye do ya? I bet your wee hearty will be caught mighty handsomely now that the captain knows that there are stowaways aboard the ship. Shame that he's throwing you to the seas. Like a good stew, ye would. Some tasty wee on the gamey side, I'd reckon, but not a few turnips couldn't fix.
Ugh, gross. Even if we get out of here, I'm still not sharing my nuts with you.
Hello? Is anyone there? Please, I have traveled far and wish to speak to the king. What the hell?
The one who has the room blade must perish! Kill her on sight!
Are you kidding me?
It smells like fear and sweat. I like my meat fresh and squirming.
Tess? Tess, where are you?
Today be a day that we gather round to say goodbye to a dear hearty. A hearty whom I nigh on forethought as a daughter. They say 'tis bad luck for that there to be a female on a ship, but no, says I. I raised her from just a wee sprog of scuttling her own elders in front of her. Raised her as me own. Taught her how to be one of the best of us. What does she do to repay her, old cat, for all the troubles and trials? Plans to betray me and seek the loot for herself. It saddens me, it does. But rules are rules, and we all must abide by the pirate codes. Today, Kasla, my dear, ye will be walking the plank to Davy Jones' locker, as will ye, ya rodent stowaway.
But I can't swim!
Worry not. You won't have time to swim before he gets gobbled up by something twice your size. Onto the plank you goes.
Captain, I swear on my life I never meant not. It was a poor choice at the moment, and I swear, I'll never do you wrong. I beg you, Captain, I'll do anything.
Do you mean it, Kasla? Do you really mean to change your ways? 'Tis all I ever asked for. The part to be such sweet song. The show is already started, and the lad's already here. No sense in stopping now. The lock will be awaiting your arrival. Step forward, you scum!
Captain, please, you don't have to do this.
Off with her!
Into the waters! Don't even towards locker.
To the traitor!
He knows fit to be a pilot. Filthy scum.
Goodbye, old hearty! Blistering barnacles! Then there was one. Any last words from you, wee rat?
Nuts.
Tesori, no!
Well, looky here. Another stowaway. I'll be sure to comb the ship from top to bottom after this. Those fins first. Get him and bring him to me!
I don't think so, punk. I'm coming, Tess! Oh man, oh man, oh man. I can do this. I just have to trick myself. I'll count to 3, but jump on 2. Or maybe I'll jump after 3. Or maybe I'll jump on 3. No, wait. Oh, hey, look at that. What? Ah!
Cause... So weak, so tired. I must fight this. If another enemy is near, I will not have the strength to fight back. I need to speak to the king. My name is Lay.
Do not fail me, sorceress. This well will not contain me forever. If you continue to aid me, then I'll spare your soul.
Yes, my lord, I understand.
Have you located any more of those wretched keys to contain me?
I have been searching relentlessly for the relics. I will find them. I have sent your creatures to obtain them, but they have yet to find more of what we seek. I will find the Satorian scrolls, and then all of the relics will be ours. Talzir has fallen. However, the relic was not recovered. I fear that it is possible it was given to an heir of one of the knights that was once told to protect it. He will be brought to me. Then put to death! Patience, Dark One. You will soon be free.
Do not speak to me of patience! You dare not test yourself against my power, sorceress! can sense the fear in the mortals above. They fear my presence, but is still blissfully unaware of their fate.
There is one, my lord. He is a very respected knight of Rahzen. He has been suspicious, however, I do not think he knows of the relics. I am keeping a close eye on him. He may be useful to me in some way.
See that he does not involve himself in our plans, mortal. You will feel the holy wrath of hell is upon his flesh once I vacate this prison. All the living will regret locking me away in this void.
It will be done. I will see to it myself that he is taken care of.